Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, it won't be for the SmackDown Ring Report, as the SmackDown Ring Report will be replaced for tomorrow's WWE Extreme Rules Predict the Outcome special for match previews. But on this one, we give you an added bonus as we do the Rampage Ring Report as CM Punk, yes, CM Punk gets back into action within 7 years at the 7 year absence. Ever since he left WWE at the Royal Rumble, CM Punk returns to the ring on national television to take on Powerhouse Hobbs. What a matchup that was going to be. Also, too, women's action as well, as the lovely Penelope Ford takes on Anna Jay one-on-one in this grudge match, where Penelope Ford used brass knucks this time to get an advantage. Only time will tell. And also, too, a huge trios match, as known as a six-man tag team match, as Christian Cage teamed up with Jurassic Express to take on the Super Elite. Team consists of the Young Bucks and Adam Cole, baby. You won't believe all this and stuff. All that with the Young Bucks and stuff. And a lot more as Moxley and Eddie Kingston get their hands on the team of Minoru Suzuki and a whole bunch of Minoru Suzuki and a whole bunch more. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show starts right after this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Rampage Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you could join us here on the Rampage Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Thank you all for watching. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe means caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Yes, indeed, we are here. We are, hey, we're here live in effect. All right, let's get started with the Rampage Ring Report. Rampage kicked off with this man right here, CM Punk, the long-awaited return, CM Punk. Well, he did have his match against Darby Allin, which that was an instant classic. CM Punk returns back to the ring and a 7 year absence. CM Punk came out there after he's still having issues with Team Taz. Team Taz having issues with CM Punk after CM Punk made that infamous promo about name calling folks, and Taz and the rest of them didn't like when CM Punk name called them and tried to say, "Hey, don't do, hey, we told you here, don't try to call us out." But Team Taz always had an ace up in their sleeve with Taz and Ricky Starks in the commentary position and stuff. Well, we see that Taz said what CM Punk said. CM Punk said it himself. Send me Hook, send me Hobbs, send me Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks, who's a commentator now for Rampage, fitting right quite well in his commentary role. Well, Ricky Starks didn't step in, neither Taz. Taz was talking a lot of mess, but this was the match right here. As you see right here, CM Punk versus Hobbs. CM Punk's return, awaited return back to the ring in nearly 7 years. CM Punk applied the hold to Powerhouse Hobbs, leaving Powerhouse Hobbs down and out and down to the count. But Powerhouse Hobbs tried to regain control by choking CM Punk out in a good 10-minute match. Good 10-minute match by Powerhouse Hobbs. Good showing and impressiveness for Powerhouse Hobbs to get this time to go against CM Punk. Because CM Punk and him, with that move and stuff, CM Punk trying to and then too, this helps the Rampage brand out too, because we just found out this week that TBS will get Dynamite, and Rampage will remain on TNT. So this is a good big coup for the Rampage brand to know that hey, TBS is going to keep us and stuff, and good setting, good outing and stuff. But it makes it more better look, I guess, better appealing and stuff. So CM Punk commanded, got the GTS. He flipped off Hook, I think he did, and he won the match. Old Powerhouse Hobbs with the GTS go to sleep. CM Punk wins his first time in a singles match. Well, he won it All In with Darby Allin, but returned to the ring. But CM Punk coming back in heavy shape and condition. CM Punk back in the fold in All Elite Wrestling. CM Punk doing a slow build to one probably sooner rather than later challenge for the AEW World Title, which that could be in CM Punk's future in the near moment. Never know. So congratulations to CM Punk returning to the ring. And you see right here, let's look at comparison when he was in the ring the last time. It was in 2004, now 2021. CM Punk back into the ring once again. So CM Punk back in the ring once again. Also, too, Anna Jay was in action against Penelope Ford. The lovely two ladies got themselves involved into a feud. Anna Jay trying to do as much as she can and stuff. It was that Penelope Ford like to use the brass knucks, and she did so by doing what she had to do, and she knocked her out completely. But Penelope Ford won, but Anna Jay has a lot of her issue where she's trying to keep the Dark Order together, but the Dark Order they're kind of like dissolving, and a lot of people are hoping that this new leader who might emerge might be the one to kind of bridge them together and put differences aside. So hopefully we see we kind of know who might be, but it's just only a possibility. Only time will tell on that. So hey, it is what it is. Also, too, was a huge six-man tag team match, better known as a trios match. Christian Cage teamed up with Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus to take on the team of the Super Elite, Adam Cole and the Young Bucks, Mac and Nick Jackson. The Young Bucks right here. I mean, this was a funny spot right here. You're thinking that since Adam Cole got Jungle Boy into some chokehold, a reverse chin lock, you think this Young Bucks would have just run the ropes and then do the drop kick. The Young Bucks Irish whipped themselves through the ropes 3 times, and then they stopped and gave Adam Cole a kiss on the cheek. That had everybody like, what in the world? And then they ran by the rope, and then they did it. It was like, really? The Young Bucks like to use those theatrics. I'm thinking to myself, Jim Cornette gonna have a earful to say on his podcast this week on what the Young Bucks antics is with. Yeah, what it is. But the Young Bucks won, defeating Luchasaurus with that super kick, taking Luchasaurus out. So we know next week on Dynamite that Adam Cole will go one-on-one against Jungle Boy. That look more like a pay-per-view quality match. Not you don't want to put that. You could have put him against Marco Stunt or something. But I guess you want to have a competitive match, competitive main event, competitive match, which I understand. But that's more for you want to save that for your next pay-per-view, like Full Gear or something. Lead that match for Full Gear, but I don't know what they're going to do. So only time will tell on that. And was another match. We know that it's been tensions, been lately tensions been rising a whole bunch with what's his name? With Minoru Suzuki right here. When he teamed up with Lance Archer to take on the team of Eddie Kingston and John Moxley. Suzuki and Moxley have been a thorn on each other's sides for a couple of weeks. and they kind of came to a head as well. And Suzuki and them lost to Moxley and them in some little fashion when none other than Homicide came out there to even up the odds. Homicide, who was a good friend of Eddie Kingston, came out there to leave up the sides. So Homicide might be in their corner going forward. Also, too, also, also too, we had the World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers, team up with Power and Powerful as they teamed up against the team of the Hardy Family Office. They emerged victorious as well. The Lucha Brothers are proven to be a formidable World Tag Team Champions as late. The Lucha Brothers doing their justice. So look for Proud and Powerful to challenge the Lucha Brothers down the road, like they once did in Impact Wrestling. And two, we know that Chris Jericho and Dan Lambert, they had their own issues as well. Dan Lambert speaking like he's the voice of a fan that who used to be old school. I think they're trying to put him in the role of Jim Cornette as a cosplay role with Jim Cornette like to say and bash on his on what he like to say on his podcast. So they said, okay, well, we're gonna use you if you don't mind to play the for Jim Cornette because we know he ain't gonna come. So we ain't looking forward for him to come in. And so that's what they're doing. They had the man of the year, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page to take on Jericho and Hager. Jericho and Hager got laid out for their own justice. So Jericho and Hager being laid out by the man of the year and Dan Lambert's own team. Again, did Dan Lambert act like this rock and I think Jericho think, hey, we get beat by the Rock and Roll Express. Indeed. But you know how that go with stuff. Also, too, Miro will defend the TNT Championship this week against Sammy Guevara. Miro and Sammy Guevara will wrestle for the TNT title. Miro defends the TNT Championship against Sammy Guevara after Miro has been embarrassing Guevara's friend Filed Dazo, and he had a match last week for his car. He lost his car due to Miro, and Miro said that they tried to target him because of his neck. So there's a lot going on with that. All right, that ends the Rampage Ring Report. Let's move over quickly to Hot Topics. On Hot Topics this week, well, Hot Topics we talk about, as we told you this past week, that WWE, not AEW, announced that they are partnering up with the Owen Hart Foundation to create the Owen Cup. This is a wonderful thing. Owen Hart's tribute, his legacy will live on through the Owen Cup, as well as merchandise and him being on the AEW's upcoming game. So Owen Hart getting his just due for everything he done in wrestling. They say he was a known ribber, a known jokester, prankster. And so he getting his just due for being all elite. And Chris Jericho wrote this little heartwarming message. Proud to announce that Owen Hart is all elite. So Owen Hart getting this just due for his contributions. I feel like though a lot of fans are criticizing why the WWE didn't get that honor. I guess Martha Hart does not want to be a part of WWE as she blames the company for the death of her husband and stuff. So is what it is on that. All right. So that is Hot Topics. Also on Hot Topics this week, we told you that before we leave, we told you that well, Brian Cage, he had a little issue with AEW not being used properly. Now we know that Cage has been out and he has surgery and stuff coming up, so he'll be out for a leg injury. Also, with Cage's wife voicing her concerns about AEW not pushing her husband as they should. Like I said, Cage is a specimen. He is a athlete of norm, but at the same time, maybe they're trying to find something to do. And then him being out, this might be a good time for him to re-channel his energies and stuff, recharge and stuff, get back. And so you never know. I think what perfect storyline for him would be Team Taz reach out to him and say, hey, see if the CM Punk refuse still continues, Team Taz reach out to him and say, hey, we were sorry. We it was just a matter of lost miscommunication. They bring him back. He attacks CM Punk. It's just they're just hey, that happens in wrestling. Look at the Four Horsemen. Look at DX. Look at all this stuff. The NWO. So hey, it can happen again. So stuff like that. You bring them back and stuff and try to go from there. All right. All right. They're going to end. Don't forget, tomorrow will be predict the outcome for WWE Extreme Rules. As you can see, there you go. WWE Extreme Rules. We do the predict the outcome for the match previews and match predictions. A whole bunch of matches, as well as the Universal Championship match, the Extreme Rules match. Yes, Paul Heyman would be proud. Paul Heyman, the Demon, takes on Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship in a Extreme Rules match, as well as Charlotte Flair taking on Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title, as Becky Lynch defends her SmackDown Women's Championship against the up-and-coming EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, and many more matches. Don't forget, tomorrow is the predict the outcome for Extreme Rules. We'll have you coverage on Extreme Rules tomorrow. So, for me being Kendrick Dix, like I said, this Rampage was all that with Moxley battling Sora Suzuki, battling out and stuff. Lambert getting revenge on Chris Jericho for what Jericho did to him. Chris Jericho and all that. And Kenny Omega and Daniel Bryan stole the show. Who can blame them? They stole the show. They stole the show. They had an instant match. It's gonna be match of the year. And CM Punk having his issues with Team Taz, as well as Adam Cole having his issues with Jurassic Express. Like I said, only time will tell on that matter and stuff. Daniel Bryan putting up an instant classic as well. So hey, a lot going on. All Elite Wrestling, Miro dominating as well. All right. Thank you all for watching this edition of Pro Wrestling Show presents the Rampage Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long, and we'll see you tomorrow for Extreme Rules Predict the Outcome Special. See you later.